Yes. On stage. All right, let's go. Ready?
Is everybody back in here?
Mm-hmm.
Is everybody back in here?
Yep.
You ready? Introduce me. Maybe just introduce me and introduce Joe first. Okay.
You want to do it?
Everybody left. Okay, I think we're going to get started. Our second part of our program here, our mobile apps for Hartford presentations. So thank you for staying and joining us for this program. If you were here previously, you saw the mobile CSP teacher presentations. So the teachers go through the 6-week PD. They teach the course, the mobile CSP course, in their school during the following school year. So these 12 teachers will teach it for this upcoming academic year. And then last year, we had the opportunity to partner with the city of Hartford. And we were able to create a new program where students who took the mobile CSP course were able to apply to be interns, or paid interns, for the city of Hartford and build mobile apps for the city. Last year, as you see here, we had 20 students. This year, as we mentioned a little while ago, we had 6 students, along with 2 mentors and an instructor. So we had them working on 3 of the apps that were started last year and developing them out further and field testing them. So at this time, I'm going to actually call up the lead instructor, Joe Kess, to come up and introduce himself, and we will get started with the presentations.
Okay. So we're going to start with mobile, the tour app, right? Okay. Hi, I'm Joe Kess. I was in the first cohort that Ralph and Pauline trained to do mobile apps. Last summer, I had the chance to do the mobile apps for Hartford, and this summer again. It's really been a ton of fun. And the kids do ridiculous amounts of work. The one thing I kept commenting on to Ralph and Pauline was that most of the kids spent most of their lunchtime continuing to work on their code. And that was just pretty amazing to see that they had that level of dedication. So let's get started. So Erica Wilcoxon and Edwin Castellano are going to show, Justin Lorenzo are going to show the Start app.
Yep, I'm just kidding. Okay. Hi, my name is Erica. I'm a recent high school graduate from HMTCA, which is across the street, and my teacher was Mr. Vasescus.
Hi, my name is Justin Lorenzo. I'm also from HMTCA, and my teacher was also Mr. Vasescus.
And we previously we have taken the mobile CSP course in school. So, yeah. Okay, so our app is called States of America Regional Tour, which you can see over here. Or START for short. It solves the problem of going to a city and not knowing where anything is. I'm sure we've all done it before. You're going to a concert or something, you have time to kill, and you don't know where any of the food is, anything to do in the city. So this solves that problem. Our app was enhanced from a previous version, which had information only about the city of Hartford. Now any state in any town can come forward and enter in data to the to be used in the app. The way this works is that a person from a town, this can either be some sort of elected official or the people in charge of tourism, whatever. They come forward and enter in information into our web form, which you can see right here. And then straight from this web form, we can enter in data into the app. So do a little example.
Here, we're going to do an example of what a tourism board head would do. So here you just pick the state abbreviation, whichever town or city you're in, Camden, for example. And for each individual site, you would have to complete this form. And you press the address, the zip code,
I don't know.
and there's 14 categories, and you can just pick whichever one the specific site's category is. Then a brief description that is a max of 100 characters, and a long description, which is a max of 300. And if you have a certain image, you could just put the URL there and it'll generate the site string. And there it is right there.
Yeah, and then we would take this string right here and add it to the web form. We can just show you the database, sorry. And then, so you'd enter in whatever, Hamden right here, etc. And then it would enter in every single site that you can enter. That's all the information. That's Hartford, Marlborough, Holland, etc.
So we'll start off with the app. There are two different. You can either search sites by town or search sites by category. I'll first do by town. Then a state list will pop up. So far, we only have Connecticut and Rhode Island. Press Connecticut, and for example, we'll just do Marlborough. The town name will pop up, and the 3 different sites will also pop up. Here you have the site name, the category, the short description, and the image. If you press this button, it'll just scroll through the different sites in the town. You can go all the way to the end of the list, and also all the way to the top. Here, if you want to see more about the site, click here. Show you the long description and the address for the site. So if you just wanted to make a tour of all the sites, you just press this button. I'll just press another site to add to tour, and then you could view your tour list. And there all your sites for the tour will pop up. And here you select which site you would like to begin your tour. Say we just wanted to start at Dunkin' Donuts. And here your current address will pop up, and if there's no current address available, you just press no, and you'll type in your current address. We have one just there. Press OK. It'll bring you to a map viewer. Where you'll click your route, and it'll bring you to your destination. Then say if you've arrived at Dunkin' Donuts, just choose the next site to visit, and we'll go to Three Fellas Pizza, and they'll all go through the same thing. You just press your current address and just select the route and doing the same thing. Then
yeah, so if you go back to the home screen, you can see search site by category. Okay, so then Marlborough again. So now the only sites you can, so searching sites by category. So now you can, if you only want to go to a park in Marlborough, then you can just click park, and then it'll show you what is in the town specific to the category. So then back. And then so say if you food, you can actually scroll through and look through the food. So the same thing, you can add site to list, And then, no. Yeah, and then same thing, takes you to your destination. I think that's about it, right? Yeah, that's it. So any questions? Yeah.
So if you had like some places like Dunkin' Donuts have more than one location in the same town. I know in Weatherfield they have 2 Dunkin' Donuts on the side of the state. What would you do if you had like a location like Dunkin' Donuts that's listed twice in the same town?
I mean, it's
Since they both have different addresses,
Yeah.
they'll just be different
Yeah.
sites in the town.
so you can go to either one or the other if you have a favorite one or whatever. So yeah, it's based on address. Yeah.
One thing that's not showing up well on the projector up here is the nice colors that your app has. So maybe you could hold it up because they're getting washed out. It's really attractive looking.
It's okay.
The brightness is fine.
Just hold it up so people can see how nice it looks. Oh, there we go. Yeah,
So
Thank
that's-
you. yeah. Nice job.
Who can add sites again?
Oh, well, we haven't really figured that out quite yet because it's someone in the town. So it could be an elected person, tourism, historical society, someone like that.
That's fine.
So yeah, so there is on the database, there's actually like a password that you have to enter in. So no one, like not anyone can just come in and just change things, delete things, add fake sites, whatever.
And that's something that you would send to them?
Yeah, we'll send
Yes.
Send it all out.
the web form to the specific person. They'll put everything in there.
Yes.
So 2 of our teachers also had to deal with
Yeah.
Tiny Web DB, and I think you can see that the form actually makes that quite a bit better. You fill in the form and it generates a string. How hard was it to do that?
Well, Alan
Oh,
helped us.
Alan was
with
big
that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I had to learn like 2 new languages to do that, HTML and JavaScript, so
There you go, man.
it wasn't that hard, but it was.
Any more questions? Oh, yeah.
Just another question on this web form.
Yeah.
As an end user, typically have modest computer skills. Could you walk through again the process of creating the values and then adding that to the list? Is it as simple as literally at the bottom, clicking add site to list, and that will register it?
Yeah, and then there's a button under that, so it puts it there, and then all the way down there's submit to app. So then that will actually go and write it to the Tiny Web DB.
I feel like it's very simple and it's very self-explanatory, kind of. But yeah, I'm sure we could enter in if we wanted to some kind of instruction or like how to use the form,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah. Any more questions?
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to hear from Adriana Pilati and the aforementioned Edward Cassiano. And they work on an app for a branch of the Hartford Public Library called New Media. And that's what we'll be showing.
Oh, good. That's awesome.
Okay. So if you would, begin with just your names again, your school, and your mobile computer science principles teacher.
I'm Adriana Pilati, and I go to Pathways Academy of Technology and Design. And my mobile CSP teacher is Mr. Vargas.
Hi, I'm Edwin Castellano. I also went to Pathways Academy of Technology and Design, and my teacher was also Mr. Vargas. So for the past 4 weeks, we were working on this app mainly, the Students app, and now we are able to, before it was also meant to be used at Hartford Public Libraries for the new space called UMedia. So instead of getting points by just checking in and checking out, now we got it to work as if you're going to check in. It starts like it gets the time, you check out, it gets the time again, and it subtracts that time to get the amount of time you spent inside the UMedia lab.
So he's making an account right now. You have to type in username, password, and you have to also confirm that.
Try not to cover it with the button. Try not to cover it with yours.
Can you use the mic? Yeah, use the mic.
So it's both. So once he creates his account, he's allowed to log in. And it saves your account to the web database so that you can log on to it from any Android device.
Uh-oh.
If you don't get the right username and password, it'll show you.
Good idea.
I think because it's going to the letters instead of the numbers.
It's got really good security.
All right, so now you've logged in, and you can now see that we have a check-in button, a purchase reward button, and a programs button. So I don't know if you noticed that in the Librarians version, the QR code changes every time, and we did that so that you don't go home, you somehow find out what the QR code says, and you just type it in at the time the UMedia opens, and you can just get points at home instead of going to the library. So now it has to say check in with the current time in milliseconds. So that's going to be pretty hard to know and type it up because you're going to have the exact time in milliseconds. So right now we're going to pretend that Aubrey's the student and I'm going to be a librarian.
So I have to press check in and scan the QR code. Once I check in, it tells me that I've successfully checked in, and it tells the time, and it now displays a checkout button. I'm going to do that now. Once I check out,
Can you push it over a little bit?
Once I check out, it calculates my points depending on how long I was there. And since I only was there for less than an hour, it gives me 2 points. And it tells you how long you've been there. Since I was there for less than a minute, it says 0 hours and 0 minutes.
So now, depending on how long you stay at the UMedia lab, if it's either an hour or less, you get 2 points. If it's 1 hour to 3 hours, you get 4 points. And if it's 4 to 7 hours, it's going to be a total of 8 points that you get. So after you have like a certain amount of points, we have to be able to redeem the rewards. So purchase rewards right there. What you'll need is a librarian to come over and put in their password. So the password is UMediaRedeem.
But don't tell anyone.
I don't know if you can see the prizes, but it's 50 points to be able to name something in the new media lab area. So let's say I went to the TV station and I could name the TV after me. So everybody can say, oh, I'm going to go to Edwin, and they would really go to the TV. But that would cost 50 points. And for 200 points, you would be able to go into the new media lab 1 hour early. So at least you have you don't have to wait to play a game or to go to the station. You would just be by yourself, maybe with some other friends that also have an early access.
And there's also a button for programs, which is just a Google Calendar, and it shows what they have, what they offer by day. And in the settings, you're able to choose your color scheme, so you can change it to green or orange, which would match the UMedia logo.
So the Librarians app would be pretty much the same as the students version, except that you don't have to check in and check out. So as soon as you log in, you would have it will get the time, and then when you check out again later when you're going to leave, it would also get the time and just do the math and give you your points. So like I don't have an Android phone, so I would go to the Librarians and just sign in this tablet, and it would be the same for everybody. And then our client Trisha George wanted to be able to see the amount of hours kids are coming in each day. So let's say today's July 30, and she wants to see how many kids came in. So Aubrey went in for 4 hours today, and I came in for only 2 hours. So she would go to the WebDB and see that on July 30, 2015, only 6 hours, kids came in for 6 hours total, like everybody. So, and then like she would be able to know which days are mostly busy and which days are like not so busy. So she would know like what time kids are coming in, what time kids are leaving. So she would keep track of what kids are doing in the UMedia lab area.
And another feature was the share button, which just, you're able to send the link of the app to anyone you want to, so that they can also download it themselves. And be able to log out.
Are there any questions?
So this is all on the tiny WebDB, right?
Yeah.
So it has to store the user's password there, right? Yeah. So if anyone goes and looks at the tiny WebDB, they can just see your password.
With some help of Professor Morelli, he made a procedure that encrypts the password. So if you somehow went to our tiny WebDB, you wouldn't know what his password is. So my password was password123, and all you would see is QBR1, comma 47.
Break.
Thank you.
They have more than 26 letters.
Why wasn't pink the color choice in that?
Trisha George didn't like color pink. He said, I don't want to color pink.
It was a good reason. The client didn't like pink. All right. So finally, we have the Welcome to City Hall app, which was, like all these, was started last year, but tremendously, vastly improved this year by Daquan Holland and John. Spaced on your last name. Jeez.
It's a good
Go
last
for
name.
Down below. The bottom. No, look at the bottom of the.
Oh.
Says the name of it.
I think the colors are so washed out now.
And I told him to turn the brightness down.
Yeah.
You turn it up. Turn the brightness.
I think it's because earlier, like the white is now it's on above dark blue.
Wait, did I not switch the lights back?
No, I think you did, but when we were testing it like earlier today.
Alright, so we had made the Welcome to City Hall app, which is a directory and a guide around City Hall building. And it was redesigned and abstracted by myself, Daquan Holland, and John Kaminsky. Oh, I'm from HMTCA, and my teacher was Mr. Vasescus.
I'm a senior at Great Path Academy, and my teacher was Mr. D'Oliveira.
Alright, so our app was made in the last summer of 2014, and our app was once again made as a directory and a guide around City Hall.
We made a lot of changes to the old version of the app because there are a lot of errors that were fatal and caused the app to crash. One of the biggest problems with the old version of the app was that it ran on 10 screens. So we were able to shrink that down to only running on 2 screens. And it made the app run a lot smoother, and it had a lot less transition errors.
And we also, before all the rooms were hard coded in, so we created a WebDB, and the app goes into the WebDB and takes the names from the WebDB, and the directions to the room were also simplified.
The app also runs from a web database, but it also runs on a tiny database on the app itself in case there's no internet connection. So whenever the app initializes, it goes to the WebDB and sees if it needs to update. And if it does, it stores all that updated information onto a tiny database on the app. But if it doesn't, then it just uses the information that's already on the app, on the tiny database.
And basically we'd taken the app down to City Hall to like test it with real people because you can only do so much in the office. And we had gotten a lot of positive and a little bit of constructive criticism. But we'd also had to make a Spanish option for most of the, because in Hartford, well, not most, but a good portion of people speak Spanish. And you could show that we have it switches all the buttons and lists to Spanish. And it's one.
Let's say notification.
Oh.
The app works. So it's gonna be installed on this tablet in City Hall on a kiosk. And if I was a new resident, or it's my first time at City Hall, or I wasn't sure where I was going, I would go up to the kiosk. I would see, I'm not sure what office, which is, I know why I'm at City Hall, but I don't know what office I need to go to, or a list of departments. I know the exact department I need to go to, but I'm not sure where it is. So I'm not sure what office. It gives me a bunch of reasons for visiting. And I can scroll down all the reasons. So let's say I needed to speak to a city council member.
You want the Court of Common Council, which is on the 2nd floor in room 208. Would you like to see a map?
I do want to see a map, so I press show me a map. It shows me all the locations of stairs from where I am on the ground floor. I can press here to view my destination.
Proceed to room number 208 on the 2nd floor.
And to get home, you press the little home icon. And it's set so that if somebody like just does that and they leave it on that screen after about, was it 30 minutes?
60 seconds.
Oh, but after 60 seconds, it'll go back to the home screen.
If we chose to use Spanish, go into communications.
Desea que comunicaciones que se encuentra en la tercer piso de la habitación número 300. ¿Quieres ver un mapa?
And pretty much everything will be switched to Spanish.
Proceder a la sala de 300 en el tercer piso.
We learned that the Google Voice that's on Android tablets, you can change the language of it before it speaks to give it the accent, which we thought was pretty cool.
And basically, we had to change all the maps because the city of Hartford, their building, they don't really update the signs or the plaques on the walls. So most of the rooms weren't really what they were supposed to be, and they had like the wrong name and tags for them. So we had to go back and change the maps from last year and add the updated versions. And the old maps had elevators that weren't really in use, like they turned the elevators into storage rooms. So we had to change that as well. And we also improved the graphics because of the
Yeah, one of the biggest problems we had making this app was it looked really good on a phone, but when we moved it to the tablet, App Inventors code in the manifest stretches out all the images that you add, so they look really fuzzy and not very well. So we found software called Apk Studio, which takes the APK that you build, decompiles it, and you can go in and edit it to resize all the images properly. So that's all the problems that we experienced. We talked about most of them. Getting people to test the app, that was a simple fix. We sat behind it when we were field testing the app. We went behind the citizen service desk, which is a desk that's no longer in use, and people who were at City Hall came up to us and they asked us where to go, and then we gave them the app and got their feedback on it.
And that is the end of my PowerPoint. And any questions?
The marker UR here is fixed, right?
It's an image spray on the canvas, so we put it to where we thought the kiosk was going to be, but we just learned that it might move. So we made an image sprite, so if it does move, we can move it on the map canvas.
Could you show the, I'm not sure what all this, again? So the font sizes, just say something about that.
So some of these reasons for visiting the offices are larger than others. So we created a procedure. It was in a loop, which it checks the length of all of the reasons and adjusts the font size accordingly so that everything can fit and a nice size font.
Nice.
And the scrolling feature is also part of that procedure, and it was Alan had taught us how to do that, and it was one of the most important features of the app.
So we do have certificates for you guys. They are currently on the mayor's desk awaiting his signature. And we were going to award them to you, but if you've been following the news at all, you know the mayor's been a little busy lately, so we're not going to get too critical about it. But I just wanted to, again, say thank you very much. You guys did an amazing, amazing job. I was very impressed by your work ethic and by your concern with how good the quality of your product was. Alan, come on up. So Alan, as you probably heard, was a huge help. He wasn't kidding. He literally learned 2 new computer languages just to help us solve some problems that we had. He was in the program last summer, and he came by as a volunteer and worked all summer as a volunteer. But I can tell him?
Yeah.
So Ralph and Pauline worked it out so you are now no longer a volunteer. You will be paid the same as the other interns for all the work that you did. So thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to say, add, do? Otherwise, we'll just take a picture.
Well, I also want to add my thanks to the students for a nice job done. And I didn't have a lot of time to spend in there this summer, but when I did stop by, I would try to get Joe to get him to go outdoors, and they refused to go outdoors. Maybe it was too hot or something. I can't believe it was that they loved programming so much, but okay, we'll take that. Anyway, nice job, guys. And as Joe said, we'll get you your certificates and have a nice rest of the summer. Thanks. And thank you for coming, and hopefully we'll see you again next year.
Oh, gosh. John, you know what? Yes. You want me to get your record?
Yes.
Yeah. Is anybody else needed right now? Yeah.
Thank you.
I earned $1 million when I got that school pass.
Good luck on the final.
I earned it $1 million.
Really?
So I bought a.
Really?
Bought a day off. Nice. See you tomorrow. Little one to run today. See you tomorrow.
I think the AC works.
Yeah, I'm here.
Assuming the Ethernet cable belongs in the room and not with the router. Oh, with the
Take care. If you want to join us or for one or whatever, let them.
Is there a way to get back into the room over there?
I'll go over with you.
I gotta go up there too.
Is your stuff there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going back right now?
I could.
Because I gotta clean up the stuff out there.
You want me to carry some of the stuff?
No, just take them back so I can get back.
Where do you want me to go?
Back into the class. So back.
Do you have to go back there? Okay. Group with Ralph and Pauline. Good to see you again.
See you tomorrow then, guys.
So we'll go kind of get back in the group picture with Ralph, his regular time tomorrow.
Looking for you to join them. Okay. Yeah. Pauline too? We want one with you and Ralph.
I didn't have a choice, how did you? Yeah, is Chima still there? Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, as long as we all come together. That's the key.
I like that idea.
Once you come on in here, yeah. Get in
Right here.
Just like that, that's good. Actually, come on, everyone take a few steps this way. Over, keep so on our space right up. There we go, yeah, come right up to the steps, there we go, everyone's coming down one, all those, good. Pauline, kind of change your feet a little bit, start to cross her a little bit, yeah, that's it. And I'm coming up here to help the little guy a little bit. Now, you're gonna actually, I'm gonna just, yeah, that's gonna help, good. All right, now we got it. Everyone's happy? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, come on, all together. 1, 2, 3, I need some teeth. Woo! We got it. Thanks, man.
Do we have the shirts?
Yeah.
Oh, they were on the cart?
Yeah.
Okay.
So before you guys move, stay where you are. Sure.
Okay.
So do it by size?
All mediums.
Oh, they're all
except
mediums.
for one large.
I have one small here.
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
There may be one small in there, but
Yeah,
it all has to be.
this one is small. So here's mediums.
The mediums are, I think, mine is pretty big.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just looking to see if there was one large. Oh, so mine didn't even get here?
No.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So take one, pass it on. Well, that one for me, that's the small. I don't know who's gonna get that one.
What happened?
Oh. So So some of the stuff
So
is
Ellen
small.
doesn't get it.
Oh,
Ellen
Alan,
doesn't
because
get
Alan
it.
already got one.
Yeah. We'll get one more shot with the shirt, is that the idea?
She wants it
Yeah.
small.
Oh, she
No,
wants a
I-
picture with the shirt. I got you. Do you want small?
I was saying if no one had it, then I could.
Which would you rather have, small or medium? You got it.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, so you guys throw the shirts on, we'll get one last picture. We love it.
As long as you put them over. I don't have to be in them, but it's sure. Cool.
Somebody that was needed, like an extra large, trying to fit too small, you guys are gonna be okay.
Small and here. All right, so this one here. Probably have you in the switch spots because your shirt's kind of bunched up in your dress. We'll just do it that way. And then this one, we're gonna all bring some arms right around each other, just get a nice close shot. Everybody, arm over the shoulder. And actually, if you come up here, I think because you're on lower ground, if you come up that onto the step, that might work a little better. Oh. Yeah. There you go. Can you maybe come around a little bit that way? And everybody, just bring an arm right on the shoulder here. Yeah, just like that. There you go. Just like that. And kind of turn towards me, it'll get the front of your shirt. Want to see the front? Here we go. Just like this, you can go. But I need some excitement. Come on, guys. One time. 1, 2, 3. How about one on the ends, pointing me to it's a mobile. Just show me what you got. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. 1, 2, 3. Quick check. Final shot. Woo! Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so on the back, all it's so good.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. No, it's great. Yeah, the future.
So you can be one of the group.
I would love to, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely something to talk about. Just to give you an idea that
So they're good for you?
they're free to go. I'll be going back, I see some of the stuff in the room, so I'll be going back and opening up, yeah, so when it's time, right, I'll talk to her and Ralph. Yes, yeah.
You guys, if you have if you have a resume, save, make sure you have access to it tomorrow when you come in. So like, if it's in Google Drive or your email, bring a copy, an electronic copy of your resume. Okay? Huh? Then it's okay. If you already have one.
We'll after tomorrow.
From scratch.
That's what you're gonna do.
You're not gonna get chosen, you can get theater. So, the most they want is the outside, all of it.
Yeah, one of those is mine.
Who has a water bottle? Did anybody leave this? Hello, teachers, any teacher leave this?
Yeah.
You associate this with anybody you know?
So Pauline, I'll load up everything I can on the card.
Yes, please, and then I gotta go.
Pauline, do you know anybody who has this water bottle?
Greg, you can keep it in there.
Okay, take it back there.
Before I go, I just want to mention, in the future, there was a way, and then my other,
Of course.
lower in math, I would definitely work at no cost.
For the last 3 days.
So think about it, as a photographer, I photograph entertainers, I've been doing it for 35 years. I have this collection of entertainers, nobody can think of.
With that.
And we can somehow tie in all these visuals, either into trivia or some type, which I haven't really put the time into the concept of it.
Yes.
But if you guys were open to bringing in an idea,
So,
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, if you take the card and then as you move forward,
Yeah.
you can mention it to Ralph or whoever and say, we've got a visual, a photo idea. Does it make sense? Does it fit? And if it does, I would definitely keep doing what I do and you'd never see a bill.
They're looking for sort of for funding for a long-term source funding. So we met a couple weeks ago about that. And so potential people here that saw the presentation. And then the next step even further was an actual space. So we want to kind of partner with Trinity Cafe. So Carlos Espinosa, and they're getting a space in the new Constitution Plaza building. So he's trying to make us part of them so we can have an office and classroom space over there.
Sure.
So everything's kind of like working piece by piece, which is why we didn't take on new projects this year. But little by little, we're hoping
Once
that
you
we
get
take on
your
new
feet on the
projects.
ground and you know what's happening. Yeah, well, just keep this one in mind. And at the same time, I'm gonna start brainstorming potential basic ideas. I know one is a trivia, but whatever, I'll keep those ideas around, but hopefully something can happen.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'm gonna go.
Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I see too, and it's, I don't know if I'll make it out.
This is still on.
Huh? Did I stop it? I may not have stopped it. Hold on. Uh-oh.